What is going on, guys? It's ThePowerBauer 2 here. So the Sonic franchise is basically the one franchise that has kept Sega relevant over the years. The original games were amazing and they garnered millions of fans all over the world. But the recent games have taken a weird turn, to say the least. He became a knight, he met himself, and I don't even know what the f*** happened here. And of course, he had some of the most broken games of all time. But before all of this mayhem happened, Sega released a spin-off Sonic game starring his evil Shadow counterpart, well, Shadow. His name really isn't that creative when you think about it, is it? So, Shadow the Hedgehog. I can just feel the edge from this music and... Wait, why the f*** does he have a gun? Yeah, the intro to this game shows you that this isn't a game for kids, even though it's still only rated everyone 10 and up. The game starts off with Shadow trying to recall his name as he has forgotten his memories. Oh, the good old amnesia plot. No game has done that before. Suddenly, some weird red storm appears and monsters begin to fall from the sky. Shadow's apparently too edgy to help the humans, but this three-eyed thing appears and says he knows Shadow and tells him to find the Chaos Emeralds. And because Shadow really wants to learn about his past, he decides to try and find them. I love how no matter what Sonic game you play, the end goal always seems to be involving gathering the Chaos Emeralds. So now it's time for some gameplay, and holy sh**, you are thrown straight into the action as you fall from the sky to show how intense this game is gonna be. But then you just land softly on the concrete. Oh hey Sonic, whoa! Chill on the racism, dude. The first stage is essentially an introduction stage to the game to teach you how the game works. If you couldn't tell from the intro to the gameplay is very different from previous Sonic games. Of course, you can do your normal jump and spin dash attacks, however, you can also pick up guns to shoot people or aliens. Sega tried to jump on the shooter craze way before it was cool. There are tons of different guns you can use throughout the game as well as many melee weapons. This can be anywhere from a giant sword to a speed limit sign. The guns you obtain vary as well. These range anywhere from normal guns that the military use to weird two-dicked alien guns. Depending on which enemies you defeat, you fill up your meter at the top of the screen. Defeating bad guys will fill your blue meter, while defeating good guys will fill up your red meter. The blue meter allows you to perform chaos control, which allows you to travel super quickly through the stage and even slow down time in boss battles. The red meter allows you to perform chaos blast, which is essentially just a huge explosion that destroys anything in its blast radius. The game starts in a city known as Westopolis, why not Eastopolis, and through several levels afterwards. After every stage, Shadow recovers more of his memories and learns more about his past. Wait, why does the president have a picture of Shadow and Sonic? Is he secretly a furry? You also learn that Shadow was created by Professor Gerald Robotnik 50 years before the events of the game. Damn. For 50 years old, Shadow's looking good. Every stage has either a hero path or a dark path. To follow these paths, you need to complete certain tasks. Like in the first stage, you either defeat 45 aliens for the hero path or 35 soldiers for the dark path. You can also just finish the stage normally for a neutral path. Depending on which task you complete, you will advance to a different stage of the game. It's a pretty cool idea because it makes every playthrough a different experience. But it also means that one playthrough is literally 6 stages, which is ridiculously short. Every level will have a different ally for each side, like Sonic and Doomseye in the first level, but then we get things like Knuckles, Dr. Eggman, Amy, and much more. Every stage has a different aesthetic. Westopolis is a big city where the alien invasion begins. There really isn't too much to say. It's just a large city with tons of explosions and burning buildings in the background. Basically what you would expect from a dark and edgy game like this. Some of the other stages are really cool though. Circus Park is based on a circus. Who would have guessed that? It's kind of weird to see a bright and colorful stage like this in such a dark game, but I love it personally. Cryptic Castle is the complete opposite though. It's a dark level that looks like it came straight out of medieval times. It also has a cool twist where Eggman's robots count as hero enemies for the stage. It's not a big change, but it's just kind of cool. But my favorite stage is Sky Troops. You're up in the sky where Eggman's fleet is at war with the black aliens. The setting is so cool. I just love being in the middle of a war, and it just fits the vibe of the game. I mean, it's supposed to be edgy, right? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that when Shadow dies, sometimes he will say, "Damn, not here." The edge is strong with this one. Is this how the game got its everyone 10 and up rating? Because of all the different paths you can take, the game has 10 different endings depending on which stage you finish on and if you finish that stage with its hero or its dark path. Each ending has its own final boss, and every ending can range anywhere from trying to defeat the aliens to trying to destroy the whole world. It's kind of a big difference, but it is Shadow, so I'll accept it. If you go through the game 10 different times and unlock every ending, you can unlock the true ending. And yes, I played through this game 10 times for this video. I regret nothing! Black Doom says that the Black Arms are going to use humans as an energy source, and the Black Comet releases a gas into the atmosphere which paralyzes any person who breathes it in. Honestly, that was a really hard sentence to say with all the times it said black. Don't take that out of context. Holy If you thought this game was dark before, they upped it real quick. The final level is called Last Way. This is one of the most intense levels of the game as it takes place on the Black Comet and leads to the true final boss. The level throws enemy after enemy at you as you try to reach Black Doom at the end. Once you reach the end and confront Black Doom, he tells Shadow that he created him using his own blood. God damn, this game is getting darker by the minute. He tries to mind control Shadow, but he's too edgy and can't be controlled by no man. Black Doom then transforms into Devil Doom, which is a pretty creepy looking final boss. Shadow uses the Chaos Emeralds to become Super Shadow. No Sonic game will be complete without going Super Saiyan. So Devil Doom is actually an interesting final boss. He can use Chaos Control similarly to Shadow in order to teleport, but that's far from his only power. He can breathe fire, throw giant objects using his mind. This means he can use them either as a shield or he can throw them at you as a weapon, and he can even shoot lasers. His attacks will also always be aimed at you, even if you were behind him, which is broken as shit. You can't damage him by hitting his body. If you couldn't tell, his weak point is his eye. Ah, the classic eye weak point. That's never been done before. So what you need to do is either use Chaos Spears or Chaos Arrows to damage his eye. You can also destroy his wings so that he can't block your attacks. Also, this is important. Be sure to collect rings. If you run out of rings, Shadow will fall out of his Super Saiyan mode and lose a life. This is basically the same as any other Sonic game, so you should know this by this point. You can also even use Chaos Blast and Chaos Control in this battle too. You fill up your meter by either destroying city debris or Devil Doom and the meteors around him. I find it funny how it counts as going towards the dark path just by shooting a building that's already been destroyed. This is one of the battles where Chaos Control can really come in handy, as you can slow down time to avoid his attacks more easily and hit him more easily as well. Once you defeat Devil Doom, Shadow uses Chaos Control to teleport the Black Comet into space where it is destroyed. Then there is a scene of Shadow with a picture of Gerald and Maria, but he tosses it to the side as he is putting his past behind him. We did all of this to regain our memories, but in the end, we don't even care anymore? What the fuck? If you want my honest opinion on this game is fucking weird. It's the darkest and edgiest Sonic game ever created and probably that ever will be created. The gameplay definitely feels similar to other Sonic games, but so different at the exact same time. The addition of weapons makes Shadow have his own feel that differs from Sonic, but I really enjoy it personally. Being able to choose your own path depending on what you do in each stage is such a good idea too. Like I said earlier, it really makes you feel like you were having a completely different experience every time you were playing the game. Maybe one time you want to save the world, but then one time you want to destroy the world. It's completely up to you and I love it. The dark vibe that the stages give off is a great change too. For once, we don't have to play through Green Hill Zone at the beginning of a game, and instead we get Westopolis. Although, I'm not sure if that's better. Of every final boss that's been in a Sonic game, this is definitely one of the most unique. Yeah, Super Shadow isn't very different from Super Sonic, which is in many games, but Devil Doom is unlike anything we have ever seen in a Sonic game. But, and this is a big but, not that kind, but you know. The one big issue I have with this game is how short it is. You literally need to play through 6 stages in order to beat the game. What full retail price game should be able to be beaten in like an hour? Unless you're a speedrunner, but we're not counting that. Sure, the game really has like 25 levels, but you don't technically need to play through like 90% of them to beat the game. And if you really want the true ending, you need to play every level at least 2 times. Plus, you need to play Westopolis 10 times! I could probably beat this level with my eyes closed at this point. No game should make you play through the same level 10 times just to get the true ending. The idea to choose your own adventure is cool, but I hate that you need to beat every version of the story to actually beat the game. It's way too tedious, and I just don't like it. Of all the Sonic games that came out in the mid-2000s, this honestly might be the best one. For how weird and dark this game is, it really has no competition for its era. Sonic and the Black Knight is just bad, Sonic 06 might have been better if it wasn't rushed, and then Sonic Unleashed is really the only one that gives it any challenge, but that's not saying much. Shadow the Hedgehog isn't for everyone, but for those of you with a refined taste like me, it is a damn good game. Thanks for the help with that joke, Shadow. I knew your voice acting would be appreciated one day.
Damn you! Damn, we've been detected. Where's that damn 4th Chaos Emerald?
Perfect.